Hi everyone, Liz here, thanks for stopping by. So I hope you had a good Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. Ours was fairly quiet, but it was still good fun. So today I need to do some sealing because obviously once you've put all your stuff up, eventually it's got to come back down. And as you know, it was a bit of a chaotic Christmas for us. The lead up to Christmas anyway. So I've got all these wonderful things that I need to pack away, but none of them have been sealed. Oh no! And if you remember on previous videos, I've shown you where I've unpacked stuff and gems have moved and crystals have moved because things have knocked up against them. So I thought I'll do a little bit of sealing, and then I thought, oh, well, I might as well film it and let everybody see it and see what we're doing. So we're in a bit of a different place today. This is actually our dining room table, still with our lovely Christmas tablecloth on it. Look at that, Merry Christmas! And it's got little Santas and everything all over it. So yeah, I thought, oh well, I don't need to put a plastic cloth down because I've got one. I've got my little glass mat ready. So I'll use this and then I'll move them all off. So yeah, this is absolutely filthy, this mat really is. But anyway, I shall hopefully clean it after I've done this sealing. And then I have got a few left over from Halloween and everything that still didn't get sealed either. So yeah, we may just have to have a major sealing video today. So let me get you put in a stand, see if I can work out how to do this, and then we'll crack on and do some sealing and have a little chat. Yay! Okay, let's see how this goes. Right, I've got my lid off my sealer. If you get this Craft Buddy crystal art sealer and you find that the lid's not coming off very well, if you just run it under a hot tap until the glue sort of melts on the lid, and then it just slacken it that little bit if you're mucky like me and the glue gets all around the lid. I've got some tissue as well just in case that's damp, and yeah, I'm all ready. If you do put cling film around the top of it, apparently, or saran wrap if you're in the US, then that's supposed to stop it from sticking. It's not something I use, to be honest. So yeah, maybe it's from all the years of selling Tupperware. I just put things in plastic boxes. But anyway, that's a long time ago. Okay, so let's have a look. What shall we seal first? Let's start off with all these little things and get these out of the way. I've got a huge board that I'm going to put them on the floor for now, and then once I've finished filming I can put them on the table. So let's make sure my brush is all nice and squishy, which it is, and we'll get started. So yeah, just put a little bit on the brush because it does wet quite a bit into it. And don't worry about your crystals not shining, because they will still shine. It does dry clear. It's a little bit like a clear varnish, but it doesn't dry hard like a varnish so that it becomes brittle. It really, oh, I should have brought some tweezers or something, shouldn't I? Usually use my plastic tweezers for this so I can... yeah, I knew there'd be something I'd forget. Yeah, I usually use my plastic tweezers to hold on to everything, so that I don't get it on my fingers, and I've forgotten to bring them down, so I'll reach across to my little trolley in a second and see what I've got. Normally I do everything upstairs in my craft room, but hubby's gone for his dialysis today, so yeah, it's Friday afternoon. Just make sure I seal the edges as well, because sometimes where they've had the glue just slapped across, you do tend to find that you get that little bit of sticky on the edge. So, oh, I can use the end of this paintbrush. Hot pink, yay, making a hot pink appearance. So yeah, we'll just give this, and it's just a case, it is, I mean, it's like grouting towels. It's like grouting tiles, you know, where you've got to put the sealer in between the gems, because you're not actually really particularly wanting to cover the top of the gems. You are just literally wanting to get the sealer in between each gem so that the gems all stick together, as it were. You've got to layer a coating on the top that is holding them all together and sticking them to the base. So that's what your sealing is actually doing. So make sure you cover those edges. If you do get too much on, you can use a non-lint baby wipe, you know, something that hasn't got all the fluffy bits, the hairs or whatever in it, and do it that way. Or I don't know, I suppose you could use a moist baby wipe, but the dry ones tend to be better, and they do start drying more or less straight away. I have got my video on my comparisons of different sealers. Right, let me just pop that one to one side. That's number one done. We've got started. It's one of those jobs that I think, oh, I'll get that done, and then I never seem to get round to getting it done. Yeah, that is the one I've used, isn't it? Let me put that one there. Yeah, I'm using my little Timu. Well, it's a spoon rest apparently, but I've got it as a brush rest. So, yeah, oh dear, fun and games. So, I hope everybody, as I say, is doing well and had a lovely Christmas, or at least a little bit of a break or a rest. I know it's not possible for everybody to have a rest at Christmas time. So say ours was fairly quiet. Thank you to everybody that commented and wished me best wishes. I will be getting those comments replied to. I've been having fun with my iPad this morning. Oh my goodness, I can only presume that the memory is full, so I've had to delete some stuff off sort of my iPhone, which is connected to my iPad, so that then it would do something, because I picked it up today and, well, to be honest, the case has been cracked for ages and the screen has been cracked for ages, and that's another one of those jobs where you think, oh, I must get another one ordered, and I've just been far too lazy to sort of like look to see which one it is to order the right size. I know. I mean, how long does it take to just blinking look what size you need? But anyway, so that's the way things have been. And yeah, I went to switch it on this morning, and lo and behold, nothing happened. I could switch it on. I couldn't switch it off because I thought, oh, maybe it's one of those things, you know, if all else fails, switch it off and then switch it back on again and see if it clears itself. No. None of the apps would open. I could scroll pages, I could take screenshots, but that's about all I could do. So I thought, oh dear, what am I doing now? What am I going to do? And then I thought, I know, I bet the memory's full. Because, yeah, my memory on my iPad isn't as big as the memory on my phone. Because if you remember, I upgraded my phone. Was it last year, year before? I can't remember. And obviously it's a little bit bigger phone. Right, where's my big one? Oh, let's do a gnome next. Let's do a gnome. Oh, these are so cute. I do love these. These were all part of that little set that when you see it, it's on the little stands, and it's on like a white stand, and you think you get the cake stand with it, and you don't actually. You just get the little ornaments that were on the little stand. But they're still very, very cute, and they've looked really nice on my table. And I did leave them on the table for Christmas, so they did make nice little decorations. So anyway, as you can probably gather, my iPad is now working because I use the app called Mirror so that I can see where I am and what I'm doing while I'm filming. Because, yeah, otherwise I have no idea what I'm actually filming. So if I hold something up to the screen, I don't know whether yeah, I'm actually showing you it or whether it's just a big blur. But if I've got my mirror on my iPad, then it's showing me what's on the iPhone. I'm very, very tempted with that Google phone. Although whether I can actually, well, for want of a better expression, be bothered to learn something new, I don't know. I am quite happy because I use the Apple app for editing my videos, and I've got used to that. That took some doing, you know, just silly thinking, oh, what do I do with this? What do I do with that? So every now and again you'll see that I put a new feature in the videos, and that's probably because I've just pressed a button and thought, I wonder what this does, and then realised that there is actually like something else that you can do with it. I hope this isn't too wobbly. I've just realised. Yeah, hopefully the balance thing on the phone is actually working. I I've just always had an iPhone, and it's just something that I've sort of got used to, and I think you either went down the iPhone route or you went down the Android route, and we went down the iPhone route, which, you know, they are expensive, but I do find that they are easier to learn and easier to use. But that new Google phone that keeps coming out, where it says it's got that feature where it can block out sound, so, you know, like if I was going around the stores and I wanted to talk, I could completely block out the copyright music so that I could actually talk while I'm walking around the store. And I think that would be brilliant. Whether iPhones will actually bring that out and there will be a feature like that on an iPhone in the future, I don't know. I'm not one of these that gets a new iPhone just because it's a new iPhone. I get one only if the one I've got is getting too old, you know, the batteries start going, I don't know, or there's something really, you know, like that sound thing. That would be really good if you could isolate just the one sound rather than picking up every single sound. It'd be fantastic. You'd never hear the ice cream van again in one of my videos. Is that good or bad? I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, our phones are a couple of years old because the batteries don't last forever. And I think that's the thing with Apple items, iMacs and iPads and things like that. They don't want you to be able to get into it and do anything yourself. They want you to buy another one. And yeah, I'm just not like that. Let's say, unless it's really strikingly going to benefit me, I'm not spending all that money on getting something new just to be exactly the same as what I already had if it's still working. So yeah, so that's the round one done. That's like a really big coaster. Let's do these now. These need to be done a little bit more carefully because these are those lights. They do still light up. I'm just going to turn it on. Whoop. And turn it off. Yep, they do still light up, but as I say, they do need sealing. I have kept the box that they actually came in so that I can put them back. Now for the middle bit, I'm going to actually put the sealer all over the middle, but when it comes to the edges, I want to be a little bit more careful and not go onto the go onto the acrylic on the edges and just keep it that little bit clearer. So we'll just do it a little bit more carefully at the edges here. It is just literally where the like mandala, the star, is actually in the middle there. So we'll just do this and just get those little gems all covered over, all locked in place so they're not going to go anywhere, so that they'll last a long time. So yeah. All right, let's just get that on there. And if you've got any questions about sealing, leave them in the comments down below. As I say, I've got quite a few sealing videos, and the last lot that I did, as I say, I did do a comparison on a few different ones. As you can see, I have gone back to the Craft Buddy one. It is my go-to. I did find the cheaper one with the sponge. The drills are still moving slightly, so I think I might, well, I don't know, I might have to go over them again with the Craft Buddy one. I find that this is a lot more solid, because if you're using it as a coaster, you really don't want those gems to move, because it might just tip your cup over or whatever. So yeah, let's just somebody did ask me, I don't know whether I mentioned it in the last video or not, about the large coasters, the ones that they're bringing out now. Well, they're not the placemats, are they? The round placemats. They actually suggested they're not really big enough for a plate. Well, I suppose as long as it's taking your plate off your table, it doesn't need to be as big as your dinner plate. I know we do tend to use placemats bigger than your dinner plate, and the like rectangular ones tend to be that little bit bigger, don't they? you know, so, well, like this, you know, you'd have your plate in the middle. But really, it doesn't matter as long as your plate is sort of like lifted up, as long as you're not going to then lean on your plate and flip it over. Yeah, so it's sort of personal choice. I will certainly use them. I think they're really good. And certainly, well, to be honest, for hubby, I'm certainly going to use them, you know, for putting his drinks and things down, because then he's got a bigger surface area for when he puts his drinks down. But he does tend to have like a can of a fizzy drink, as well as having a cup of tea as well. So if you've got a bigger one, a bigger placemat, then, you know, it's going to work for that as well. So yeah, I am going to get some more sets of those. I do think that they are a nice little item. So I did mean to do some placemats, some coasters for people for Christmas, and they didn't get done, and oh, the things that I had planned. But never mind, best laid plans and all that. Oh, somebody at the door. Right, yeah, just got a new bird feeder. Yeah, the postman just knocked on the door. Yeah, we've had an awful lot of very, very high winds. Storm, oh gosh, I can't remember what it was called now. Not Gilbert, but something like that. Has, yeah, really smashed into us, 80-mile-an-hour winds. I think it was Birmingham had a tornado or something, which are very unusual in the UK. I would think, don't really remember. I think I remember maybe one or two, but yeah, they're very unusual for this country. You know, UK weather isn't really tornado weather, but it has been exceptionally warm this Christmas. I think they've said it's the warmest Christmas we've had. So just pop that one out of the way. Let's do and we'll do the other one. So yeah, with that warm and then the moisture and everything, I think it's just brought on a tornado, which, yeah, there's poor people. But we've had quite a few things blow over, and our bird feeder, we have one in the front garden, because our living room looks out onto the front garden. And so I've got the new one, because hubby likes to watch the birds on the bird feeder. I say the old one has gone. It's given up. It's given in. It said, nope, this wind has just got me and I can't take it any longer. And I do like to feed the birds. I'm presuming that in January we're going to have the big garden bird watch again. And that's where in the UK we do sort of like do a record of what birds come into your garden. You sit for an hour and you just record how many birds come into your garden. So like, if you've got 5 sparrows at the moment and then another one joins, you would put 6 sparrows. So you put down the most amount of birds at any one time that's in your garden, or any other birds that you get as well. You know, if you're lucky enough to get some of the more unusual birds or more exotic birds, you would put those down as well, and you send them in, and then they compare them each year as to what areas are either gaining or losing birds. So yeah, I like to do that. It's a few years actually since I've done it. Actually getting a quiet hour with Millie Moo is, yeah, if she sees I'm sat watching the garden, she comes and sits and watches with me. And then of course, because she's watching with me, sometimes the birds will stay away because they don't want, you know, they can see the dog through the glass. So but yeah, so I shall hopefully be taking part this year. I'll possibly do it while she's out for a walk, and then we can get it done properly. And yeah, maybe while hubby's on one of his dialysis days as well, because you can choose when to do it. In fact, actually, since it started, like the phone app thing you can do now, you can actually just record it all on your phone as you're actually watching them, which is brilliant. So it's a bit of fun, but also it's quite important as well. I do like to look after our wildlife. So I've now got Millie Moo marauding around my feet, so I'm hoping she's not going to walk over all my things that I'm actually sealing, because yeah, otherwise we'll have a sealed Scotty. Right, let's do my little owl. This is one of my favourite things that I've done this year. If you remember, I got I think, was this from DP Clubs? There was quite a few different ones, and I did mean to get quite a few, oops, others as well. Don't fall off there. I've got a stand and I'm still using the top of the lid of this. But yeah, I think that's come out really well. All those different colours on that owl, it's just incredible. And then I've just stuck this at the top. It's not stuck quite in the right place. But anyway, it will do. So let's just get you sealed, Mr. Owl, and then you can go away as well. So yeah, we do have a couple of owls around here that hoo on a night. We go ooh. Yeah, it was sat on next door's window ledge, bedroom window ledge, not so long back. That was quite strange. We could see it from our house, and I just thought, oh gosh, I hope it's not, because I don't know which bedroom's next door sleeping. And I just thought, oh heck, I hope it's not the children's bedrooms, because if they open the bedroom curtains and see an owl looking at them, they'll jump out the skins, bless them. Mind you, to be saying that, I would as well if I opened my bedroom curtains and something was looking at me through the window. I'd probably jump out my skin as well. But yeah, you don't want to be scaring kids. Only at Halloween. Yeah, you can scare them as much as you like at Halloween. Oh dear. Hey, right, just take that off. And here's my little cloth that I've got next to me as well, just to take that off my fingers. Sometimes it's easier just to use your fingers. So yeah, anyway, back to Christmas Day. I think we got up, what time did we get up? Probably about 8:30ish, 9 o'clock-ish. We're sometimes up earlier than that and let Millie out and then come back to bed for another hour, because obviously she needs to go out and do what little doggies need to do. And she came back in, and sometimes she'll come upstairs and come for another snuggle, and sometimes she'll just stay downstairs and guard the garden, you know, and stop the cats from coming in. And then she went out for a walk, and she opened her presents when she came back. So yeah, thanks to everybody who watched that video and commented. It was lovely. She just loves presents, she really does, and she loves bags. And I can't believe, little madam, that when my food order came, and the food shop actually had sort of a reduced price, a squeaky bone, and I thought, oh well, I'll just order that as a little extra for a stocking, that she blinking took it out of the bag. Couldn't believe it. I said, how do you know that's yours? Right, I'll just seal this little Nomi purse as well. Say some of these that you will have already seen, because I've shown you them as completion reviews, but as I say, I've just not got around to getting them sealed, so I'll get these all done and then they're out the way. That wasn't very good, Liz. That was very splodgy of you. Don't be splodging. That's the trouble, when I get tired then I start splodging. And I've only just started. I can't start splodging yet. So, and then Christmas Eve, we didn't really do anything, just watch telly, because hubby was at his dialysis. So when he came in, it was quite late and he was quite tired. So we stayed up and watched a couple of the programmes that we like to watch, and then we went to bed. And then, as I say, we got up and we had a nice Christmas dinner. We had a chicken crown. I got a nice like roast chicken crown, and I did that, got that put on, and roast potatoes and parsnips, and we didn't have any sprouts. Yay! I aren't keen on sprouts, and when there's only the two of us, hubby sort of semi-likes them. Sometimes he eats them and sometimes he doesn't, and I didn't see the point in just doing a few sprouts just for him. So we had carrots and peas, and I had a little bit of broccoli and cauliflower as well, so we had plenty of veg. And hubby did his famous stuffing. He's always done it. He needed a little bit of help this year, but yeah, he does the stuffing where he puts bacon and sausage meat and everything in with it as well. So, you know, it's quite nice actually after Christmas if you have it in a sandwich. And last night I had a nice chicken sandwich with a little bit of stuffing in it and some cranberry sauce, because we don't like cranberry sauce, cranberry jelly. So that was quite nice, you know, when you've eaten so much over Christmas food wise, and you just think, oh, I just fancy something tasty. And that was really tasty. So yeah, that was nice as well. Bit of fun. And yeah, still eating up leftovers. And then Boxing Day, Christmas night, we really didn't eat much at all. I had a friend come round to stay. My friend that comes to stay, she came round after she'd been visiting all her family, and she stayed with us on Boxing Day, and we watched television and just had a good natter and played with Millie and various things. And we just had some sandwiches and bits and pieces, and pork pie, sausage rolls, you know, coleslaws, all things like that, pickled onions. Hubby and my friend both like pickled onions. I'm not a big onion fan, so they just dipped into the pickled onions, and I just left them to that. Yeah. So now it's just a case of eating up. As I say, when hubby comes in from his dialysis, he's not really that hungry. You know, he just tends to bit and piece really. He takes sandwiches with him. He has a good breakfast, and then he takes sandwiches with him when he goes. So, but we're getting into the swing of things. He didn't go on Christmas Day. He went on the Sunday before. And then this time he's actually going on New Year's Eve. So hopefully he'll be home at a reasonable time. And then, so he doesn't have to go on New Year's Day. So he's there today and he's back again on Sunday rather than Monday. Right, I think that's that one done. Okay, just to say, keeps them in place. And when you've spent all this time doing them, you really don't want them to get destroyed, as it were. You do want them to stay nice. Right, shall I do the little ones? No, let's do the big ones. I'm going to do this gorgeous wreath. I absolutely love. Again, this is one of my favourites. Some of them I like a lot. Some of them are my absolute favourites. This is one of my favourites. Again, don't be worried about putting the sealer actually onto the gems, because it does dry clear, so you don't have a problem. You are really just putting it around the gems. And as I say, if you do want to, you can just use a cloth and wipe it off. But I tend to like to just go over the top of them a little bit, so that I know that I have actually sealed them. And I like this one particularly because it's white until it dries, and then it dries clear. I noticed that a couple of the ones that I used in my last comparison were actually completely clear to start off with, so it was a little bit difficult to see where you had actually put them. And yeah, I didn't want to miss any bits. I suppose if you do miss bits, you can always just go back and redo it, but that's not the point really. I'm just trying to see, you know, there's sticky in between the drills. This is all sticky in between here, so I'm going to have to put the sealer there, but these bits I don't have to put the sealer, just basically where the gem is. So it's a case of just sort of like feeling about really and seeing which bits are sticky and which bits aren't. Oh dear. Right, let's just go on to there. So yeah, I'm now been putting YouTube diamond painting videos up for 3 years. I'm still not sure about the actual date that I put my first video up, because it keeps telling me on Facebook that it was the 23rd of December, but I'm sure I uploaded the video earlier than that. So whether I did actually upload it earlier and then just didn't make it live, because I know I did and ah about doing it and thought, oh, shall I, shan't I, and will anybody watch it, and will I get any viewers, and oh dear, it was yeah, a little bit of an ordeal. And I'm sure if you're a creator, you've probably been through the same thing as well. But yeah, I just thought, oh well, go for it, and put that video up. So yeah, I've never watched that one since, I have to be honest. I had to watch it back to edit it, and I think at that time I was trying to be a bit more professional, you know, and say things a bit more professional. Now I'm just me, and now I just think, oh, what the heck. Yeah, and if it goes wrong, I just leave it in, because I think, well, at least it's been honest. Oh dear. I think the first video I did, I actually had, I didn't have a proper stand. I had a tripod. Let me just see if I can get some of these edges cleaned a little bit. I had a tripod, but it was my camera tripod, and it didn't fit my phone. So I ended up with like a little selfie stick, and I stood it on the ironing board behind me. So yeah, real professional. And yeah, I tried to sort of like, I don't know, be sort of serious-ish, and, you know, chat about the things that I was showing, and oh goodness. So yes, I've never watched it back. I maybe ought to really one day. Maybe I'll do one of those reaction videos, you know, that people do, where you watch your own video back and do your reaction to it. I'd probably just cringe and want to curl up and disappear into the floor or something if I do that. But yeah, all good fun. But you've got to start somewhere. I think one of the best advices that somebody actually I heard or said to me was, just get your first 30 videos up. Just go for it. Just put 30, get up to that number 30 and get them up and get them out there. And just let everybody see them, because you're always going to look back on your first ones and think, oh, I should have done that, and I should have done that, and I should have done that. Unless you're an extremely confident person and a real professional and know what you're doing. Because I always think we're our own worst critics, and we always think, oh, that's terrible, and why did I say that, and why did I say that. But yeah, so, and I just thought, right, just don't worry about it, just get them out there, get those videos up and get going. And I did, and I haven't really looked back since. Thoroughly enjoy doing it. I shall continue to make YouTube videos and say hello to everybody while I'm still enjoying it, which I can't see that changing for quite a while really, but you never know. And I did get to my 1,000 subscribers this year, which was fantastic, because you finally start getting a little tiny bit of money back, and it is only a little bit, for all the hours that you put into doing it, you know, from making your videos to then, don't forget, if you make a video, it then takes you longer than the length of that video to edit it. So, you know, you take a long time doing your videos, and if you prep beforehand, some people do, some people don't. And then, you know, clearing up afterwards as well. I'm not the tidiest of people in the world, I have to say. So yeah, you probably work out at about 10 pence an hour or something if you actually worked it out on an hourly rate. But I know people do make a living at it, and it's not a hobby to some people. And yeah, great, it's really good, and you know, I'm really pleased for those people. But yeah, it's a lot of hard work involved, and replying to comments. Obviously, the more people you get watching, the more comments you get. So you need to reply to those. I notice a lot of the big creators just literally like your comment, very rarely reply to them, which is fair enough. I mean, some of these, the people that I follow have got over 1 million followers, and I just think, goodness me. Although I do think some of them employ people to edit the videos, and also employ people to reply to the comments as well, maybe. I could be wrong, but I think that's possibly what they do. Right, so that's that one sealed and done. Oh, I'll pop that one over there. Right, and then one of the last ones that I did was this gorgeous Christmas tree. That's the base look. Oh, scratched that, oh dear. Which is completely clear once you've taken the covers off both sides. Yeah, I've given that a really big scratch there. That's not good, Liz. Still, nobody sees it when it's down, so we'll get this one sealed, and it's hot pink. It has a hot pink on it, so it had to be done. And again, I did intend to get some more of these, and I've got an awful lot of Christmas stuff left over, which I am going to do some of it. Whether I'll show it on camera or not, I don't know. Some of them are PR items from companies that have sent me them to show on my channel, which I have done all the unboxings of them. I've just not done the completion reviews. And I do think if I don't show them, you know, as the completion review, it's a bit unfair on the companies, because they have sent me them to show their products and showcase their products. So really I ought to be doing that, but we'll see. It might look a bit strange, sort of like after Christmas, showing the Christmas products. I don't know, we'll see. I've still got kittens down to do, you know, to put my gems away and everything. And a lot of the canvases that I've actually done have got the the gem numbers on them. So I do need to put those away in gem number order. So that's probably something I can do, and then just show what the gems came from. Yeah, that might be a better idea. Because, yeah, I mean, the companies are good enough to send me products to show, and yes, I get them free. And I will always tell you if there's things wrong with them. And, you know, be honest, you know, and I do let the manufacturers and people know as well, the people I get them from. If there's something wrong, then, you know, I do get in touch with them. I'm very much, if a mistake is made, then it's not particularly about the mistake, because everybody makes mistakes. It is literally about what the customer service is like afterwards. And some people have good experiences and some people have bad experiences. Obviously, I suppose because I'm showcasing their products, maybe I get a better customer experience. But a lot of these companies that I am now doing unboxings for and receiving products from, I have got a lot of videos where I bought stuff from them before I actually started doing unboxing videos for them and product reviews for them. So, you know, I have been at both ends, and I do occasionally still, if, you know, if I'm wanting more than one product, say like I wanted 3 of this Christmas tree, I wouldn't expect the company that's sending me them free, send me 3 of the same thing, because they're wanting me to showcase as many of their products as possible. You know, it's not fair if I say, well, I want 3 of that one. They'll think, well, we're only getting sort of 1 review really, because you've got 3 of them, so I will then go and buy the others from that company, so that, you know, they're still getting the business from me as well. And there's some fantastic special offers when you get free gifts, and you get money off if you spend so much. And I do tend to save up and get free shipping. If any of the companies offer free shipping, then I tend to, well, as it were, bulk buy. I save up my money, and then I save up what items I want, and then I buy them all at once in a bulk lot. And then you're actually getting your money off and your free gifts and your free postage as well. I'm very tight, as it were, on free postage and things. I don't like paying postage. I know it's very, very expensive. I know I sent a couple of parcels over Christmas, and yeah, they were very expensive. So, you know, it's expensive for them as well. So I've got lots of new things coming, lots of new things in the pipeline. So there'll be lots of new unboxings coming along. As I say, these will all dry clear. So I'll pop that one there. And then we'll do this one, which, oops, that's the reindeer's just jumped off the desk and gone for a run round. It's obviously got bored waiting to be sealed, so it's jumped off. Now then, yeah, this is, yeah, it's just the bits where the gems are on that bit there, so I don't need to seal that bit. But we do need to seal the middle, so let's give this a good sealing. Get these all locked in place, and then once it's all dry, I will leave them for a good 24 hours. So yeah, when hubby comes in, I'll say, oh, you've taken the Christmas decorations down. Oh, you've put the Christmas decorations all over the table. But yeah, I like to give them plenty of time to dry. I mean, if you were giving them as a present, then, you know, obviously give them a really good long time to dry as well, because you don't want to be giving to somebody, think to somebody, and the wrapping paper or whatever gets stuck to it, because it's still a little bit tacky when you hand it over. They are dry in a couple of hours, but I'm very much, well, if you've got the time, it's better to leave it as long as you possibly can. So that's what I always do with these. And yeah, just give it that bit longer. As you can see, I'm not really using a huge amount of sealer on it. I'd sooner dip my brush in and get a bit more than put too much on and have to spread it around too much. Some bits get a little bit more than others, but it does sort of even itself out and you can see it. So it just goes around those edges there. These trees were absolutely gorgeous. There's loads of stuff that I didn't get this year that I really wished I had. But anyway, I'm sure next year there'll be lots more new things. There's certainly lots of new things on the websites at the moment. Oh my goodness. Can't believe that all the different things that there are. It's amazing. I remember when I first started card making, you know, there was sort of like you would buy toppers, or 3D decoupage suddenly came into its own, and there was lots of groups, a lot of Dutch groups actually. I still belong a couple of the Dutch groups. I have to use Google Translate to let me know what the ladies are talking about, and I'm sure if I put any comments on, they have to do the same. Where we used to use images and just, you know, just for personal use, just for a bit of fun, turn them into a 3D decoupage image where, you know, you'd have the big bit at the back and then the image would get smaller and smaller, you know, the bits that you were cutting out, so that it made it really 3D. I remember it's something I used to do actually when I was younger. I can remember I got some wrapping paper that I really liked, and I carefully took it off my present, and instead of using foam pads, because we didn't have posh things like that, foam pads, goodness me, and even if we had, they'd have probably been so expensive, Mum would have said, I'm not buying you them. And I always spent my pocket money on other things anyway, so I probably wouldn't have had any pocket money to buy them. And so yeah, I used to use corrugated cardboard. You know, when you get the cardboard and it's got the wiggly bits in the middle, I used to peel the cardboard off the wiggly bits, and I used to cut the wiggly bits down and use those to separate out the layers of my decoupage from my wrapping paper. They weren't very stable, to be fair, because obviously wrapping paper is usually quite flimsy, or it was then anyway. And you know, the corrugated cardboard used to separate quite a bit, but I still got the same effect. You know, it was still doing like 3D decoupage, although at that time I was just making pictures and having fun. I didn't even think about it. I just used to play about. I say I've always been one for not really throwing anything away. It's terrible, I know. Do you know, I think I'm going to have to go over these, because yeah, they're going to be too, to get the middle ones as well, it's going to be too faffy. So yeah, we'll just go over the middle ones. It will give the background a little bit of a gloss as well. So yeah, wherever you put this, it will actually give you a glossy background as well. Very nice. Just so pretty, these. So what did everybody get for Christmas? Do you buy Christmas presents? To be honest, we didn't really bother with Christmas presents. We got Christmas presents from the kids and a couple of our friends and things, but we didn't really buy each other anything. We got each other some sweets, I think, and that was about it, because we do tend to just get things as we see them now. So yeah, hubby's still wanting to get me something, because it was our 25th wedding anniversary this year, and he's still wanting to get me something for that. But I'm not somebody that will buy something for the sake of it, unless it's a diamond painting, of course, and then that's a, you know, you just got to do that. I mean, that's just a must-have. No, to be honest, if I didn't have my YouTube channel, there was probably a few diamond painting things that I wouldn't have bought. But I do see them and I think, oh, that'd be interesting for everybody to see. And I want to see how it works as well. So, you know, I'd probably think to myself, oh, I'll wait for somebody else to get it and I'll see what they think first. But yeah, I tend to now get things and I think, oh, well, that'd be interesting. Let's give that a try. Let's give that a play. Mind you, to be fair, I probably would buy them anyway for the same reason. I am awful when I see something new. I just like to have a play and see what it does. I suppose that's why I ended up with lots and lots of card making items. And yeah, albeit I didn't get as much as some people, you know, used to go around the shows. I was a bit more thrifty, but then we didn't have the money either to just go out and buy whatever I wanted. Some people just seem to get every single new gadget that came out and every single new item. Well, you know, I've never had the money to be able to just think, oh, right, well, I will get all that and I'll get all that and I'll get all that, you know. I've always had to be a bit more thrifty, albeit I do tend to, if, you know, the money that I was making from selling my cards, which I used to sell probably at a loss anyway, then I used to just buy new stuff with it. Oh, right. Oh, this was the one that had that horrible base. Yeah. Fortunately, they stopped doing these bases on a lot of them now, so I had to put it that way up so it still looks a bit creamy. I've scratched that one as well. I've not been very careful with these, have I? So I did want this one to go in my corner with all my silvery ones, but I decided I liked him better on the fireplace. So those little teeny tiny marquees were fun to put down. Oh my goodness, and that video is still coming of doing the well, I'll probably do the marquees and the little teeny tiny teardrops. Yeah, teardrops. I'm thinking slivers, but no, the teardrops, Liz, the teardrops. Mindy's Diamond Moment calls them slivers, but they're actually teardrops. So I will be doing that video on how I put them down and just a few hints and tips on picking them up and putting them down. So yeah. Oh, cover his face. Give him a little bit of a, like giving him a wash. Okie doke. Put that on there as well. So I may or may not get this video done and up tonight, because as I say, if I do a video that's over an hour long, then it seems to take forever to download. It seems to take forever once I've actually edited it for it to then download to my videos, so that then once it's in my videos, I can download it to YouTube. And then it takes forever to upload or download to YouTube. So yeah, it can be hours sometimes. Sometimes I have to leave them all night. I just get bored of waiting, you know, watching the little thing go round and round and round, and it seems to be on 99% for quite a long time. And now, because I am monetized as well, YouTube does check all of the videos for copyright issues. So you get lots of all these warnings saying, oh, if it's got a copyright thing on it, then, you know, you might get a strike or whatever on it. And, you know, it's the dreaded, oh no, what happens if that happens? But to be honest, I very rarely have anything that would have a copyright strike on it, because I do tend to not have any music now. I used to use the Apple free, supposed royalty free music, and whenever I did that, it used to stop my videos saying there was a copyright issue with it, so I don't put any music on my videos at all now. Why that happened, I've just absolutely no idea, because, you know, it says it's Apple copyright music, so I don't know. I just don't want to be getting into the realms of fighting with people and, oh, well, this isn't copyright and this is copyright and all the rest of it. So, yeah, I just don't put any on now, and then it just avoids the issue altogether. I'm all for the easy life. Tell you, I'm very lazy. I just can't do with drama and conflict. I have enough going on in my personal life with hubby and doctors and hospitals and everything, without worrying about whether 3 seconds of music is going to upset the gods at YouTube. Oh dear. It's all fun and games. But yeah, speaking of which, I've still got my end of year accounts to do, which last year I did in September, and this year I just have been saying, right, I'm going to do them. I've got everything out ready to do them, and it's still sat there. And they have to be in by the 31st of January. So, and I like to try and get them done well before then usually, because Otherwise, that's a faff to get done as well, because if everybody's trying to do them at the same time, then there's a likelihood that the website might crash. And it has the most bizarre passwords that you've ever known. And 9 times out of 10, I have to reset my passwords because I can't remember what my passwords are, because I don't like to save them. And you know, I don't want, mind you, if somebody wants to go in and pay my tax bill for me, they're quite welcome to do so. Oh dear, my national insurance. Yeah, what was it I saw on Facebook the other day? Why do I have to prove who I am when I'm wanting to pay my gas and electricity bill? If somebody else wants to pay my bills for me, let them. Oh dear. Right, I think we've got that one done as well. If I've missed any bits, let me know. Somebody usually points out and says, Liz, you missed a bit. Right, now then, I think this one I did. Or did I? Oh, I've done that bit, look. But that bit's not sealed, so I'm just going to do this little bit. I think this is why I've left this one out, because this is one from last year where I've done it, but I've missed a bit. This is the glasses case that I've done. So I'll just take some of that off there and wipe that edge there. So yeah, I did do it. Yeah, you can see, look, when you press against it, nothing's moving on the middle there. It's just around the edges there that I've missed that little parcel. So we'll do that, and then I think I'll just do these last few little bits on camera. I've got these little Christmas trees and these little brooches, which I actually ended up wearing without sealing them, which is really naughty. But anyway, and then I've got all my little gingerbread men to do as well. But it does feel good to be getting them done. Ouch! That one's come undone, look where I've been wearing it. So let's just give these a seal. Yeah, anything that you wear or that's going to be handled a lot or that's going to go in and out of a bag or whatever, I would always seal. It's just protecting your wear, because say you've spent a long time doing them, you don't then want to pull it out of your handbag or take your coat off and find that you've just got a pile of gems and a sticky bit. Oh dear. There you are. So they don't take much doing it, just that just couple of little minutes just gives it that little bit of extra time to dry. So we'll put those over there because these have got a stand. I think this is my favourite of the brooches. It looked the nicest while I was wearing it, with all the red on it, and those red berries really do stand out. Excellent little things. I'll give this a bit of a seal. Make sure I get all the way around it there. Alright, that's that one done. So yeah, we're definitely not going to get any snow this year, sadly. So no Scotties for me this year. Whoa, I do want to make a snow Scottie. I will one year. Maybe I'll have to drag hubby away somewhere and do a snow Scottie somewhere. Go somewhere snowy. And, oh yeah, Wham's Last Christmas did actually get to be #1 at Christmas for the first time ever. It's been #1, but it's never been the Christmas #1. I think, was it Live Aid that took it off the top spot the first year it was out? Do they know it's Christmas? Oh, I've missed one there, look, or I've lost one. This is what happens. So I'll have to go and find a red gem and then use a bit of sealer to put that in. Just take that out of there. Okay. Yeah, just a #3 is missed off there. I'll leave that on the corner there so I remember. I'll still probably forget, but anyway. I'll be wearing it next year thinking, oh, I've lost a gem. Oh dear. You don't have to be too gentle with this either. I mean, they are stuck down, those gems. You know, it is a good glue usually that you've got on your diamond paintings, and projects. So it's not like you have to be really, really careful when you're putting the glue on, because they are well and truly stuck. You know, be a bit gentle, don't be really, really heavy-handed, otherwise they are gonna come off. But on the whole, you know, this is quite a stiffish brush, and yeah, I'm not being overly careful doing these, so you know, you can be a little bit rough with them, as it were. Okay, and then finally just this one. Not quite sure about the pink in the middle, and then the like orangey colour in the middle of this one. I think in hindsight I might have changed them out, but I'm sealing them now. Once they're sealed, those gems are on, and it becomes very difficult to get them off if you do want to change it afterwards. So do make sure that you know in your own mind that that's how you want your project to look, and that's the colours that you want. I mean, I won't say it's impossible to take them off, because you know, you can do, but once you've got like a sealer, like taking towels, I'm back to towels again, tiles off a wall, you know, once the grout's on, you're going to make more of a mess taking them off than if you just had your standard tile. You know, it's going to show a bit more. So that's that one. I've done that one, so let's do these little gingerbready things now. A little stocking. Yeah, these came out really well. I'm pleased I got these. I was disappointed that I didn't get the stand with them, but it was nice to get them, and they did look nice on my table. So yeah, got to find places to put everything now. I've got a new box to put things in. The light up Scotty dog that I've got, the little, well, it's a white Scotty that I've got, that came in actually a box that says Christmas on it, and it's a really nice like storage box. They've purposely sent it in a box that you can use as a storage box, which I thought was a lovely idea, because then rather than the cardboard going to recycling or whatever, you've actually got a box then to put your Christmas things in. So I just thought, oh well, I'll use that one. And I've not actually taken my glass Christmas tree toys out this year. They're probably all feeling very neglected. I think I'll probably have a quick look at them and make sure that they're okay, because the boxes have been moved about quite a bit this year with me doing tidying of cupboards and things. And I don't keep them in the loft anymore. We're trying not to put anything in the loft, so that if we do, you know, have to move or whatever, we've not got a huge amount of stuff to clear out. We are trying to, well, I'm trying this one in, one out procedure. Not that it's particularly working with my craft items and my diamond paintings, albeit I did do a big clear out earlier in the year with my mystery boxes. That worked really well. I probably will be doing that again next year for 2024. So keep watching and looking out for mystery boxes. As I say, I don't make any money on them. It just covers postage and petrol really going to the post office and things like that. And it's just a way of, rather than just giving them away, I'm just getting a little bit of like my costs back. And then the money that I got, I had enough, about £20 I think, £27 I think my lights were, to buy those, which I've still not got set up yet. I have had a play about with them, but yeah, I think that room is just so dark. I did suggest to hubby that I could go into the other bedroom, and he says, if you think you're going into a bigger bedroom with all your craft stuff, you've got another thing coming. So I guess that answer was no. He says, I know you'll get a bigger room, you'll get more stuff. Not necessarily. So, but anyway, we'll see. It looks like hopefully he's going to stay having his dialysis at the hospital now, because he is quite enjoying going out to the hospital, and he's making friends and he has a good laugh with the nurses. He's a very people person. He does like company and he does like people. And you know, that's one thing he has missed with not being at work, because he's always worked in shops from being very young. So, you know, he's always worked with a lot of people and a lot of customers, and he's used to, you know, having a bit of banter with people and everything. So he has missed that. And I know sometimes he'll say to me, just talk to me. And then somebody says that to you and you think, what about? What can I talk to you about? Because he's not really interested in diamond painting and crafting and things. He tolerates it. And every now and again he'll say, well, that's nice. And, you know, or do you want a new diamond painting? Which, oh, those words are just magic to my ears. Those 5 little words, do you want a new diamond painting? But yeah, he's not really interested. He's just being polite. I mean, it's like he was always mad on his car. I mean, his car was his baby. Oh, he had this awful car. I mean, he loved it. It was like a tank, basically. But it was the car he'd always wanted, his dream car. And he used to wrap it up in cotton wool and put it in the garage on a night, you know. He'd put it to bed and talk to it and things. And he used to go around the car accessories places, like Halfords and places like that, and spend hours in there. And that used to bore me to tears. So I can quite understand how he feels if I go to a craft store. And, you know, he's sort of like, well, to be honest, these days he doesn't even get out the car. He just stays in the car and listens to the radio or watches TikTok on his phone. But then, of course, because you know you've got somebody sat in the car outside, you tend to be a lot quicker because you don't want to be keeping people waiting. But yeah, unless we go to somewhere like the range or whatever, and literally he can go around the whole of the range store. It's like it's like a store that sells practically everything. It's even got a food store place in it now, an Iceland frozen food store in it. But it sells garden stuff and plants, and then it sells old furniture and material, and it has a massive craft bit. And hubby can literally go around the whole store in the time that I'm looking at the craft bits. So yeah, I do like to look at everything. I can't just glance over things and walk past. I find it very difficult. I do need to look at things and study things. And they probably think I'm a shoplifter because I'm always picking things up and thinking, oh, I'll get this, and then look at it again. I think, well, no, I won't, and I put it back. And then I think, oh, yeah, I will, and then go back and get it again. And they're probably thinking, oh, what's she up to? You know, she keeps picking stuff up and putting it down and putting it in a basket, taking it out of a basket, you know. Well, if I was working in the shop, I'd probably think I was a shoplifter as well. So, yeah. Acting suspicious. Oh dear. Do you know, I start these WIP and chats and I have never any idea what I'm going to be talking about when I start. And I just seem to waffle on and the subjects just seem to appear from nowhere. I never plan anything, it's terrible. Well, I try to, but even if I did, I'd probably not stick to it anyway. So it's just me. Just talk far too much. Must try harder and talks too much. Oh dear. Right, so that's that little gingerbread man done. Let me just put those over there a moment. So as you can see, the first little one that I did, that I started, oh, it's about an hour ago, is now well and truly clear and still exceptionally sparkly. It's still a little bit tacky, so it does need to still dry a little bit longer. But yeah, you don't need to worry about it not being sparkly and not shiny. And as I say, I've not wiped over the top of this at all. I've just left it as is. Yeah, there's still a little bit movable because it's still a little bit tacky, but by tomorrow that will be absolutely solid and all done. Just a quick update just to let you know, look, everything is drying away. We're a couple of hours later now and that opaqueness has disappeared and everything's lovely and clear and sparkly. So yeah, it does dry completely clear and leaves everything very, very sparkly. Well, I think that's me done for now. Thank you ever so much for joining me for this. I hope you've enjoyed this ramble and waffle and little chit chat. If you have, thumbs up is always very much appreciated. Any comments or questions in the comments down below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. As I say, I have got quite a few to catch up on again, but I do read them all, and I will get back to everybody as soon as I can. If you have enjoyed this and you want to come back and join our little family and see what the new year brings, then if you press that subscribe button, oops, down in this corner over here, gosh, I'm in a completely different angle for filming at the minute, and press on the all notifications bell that pops up, then you'll be notified when any of my videos come out. It's free to join. It's not you don't get loads of spam emails or anything. It's just like liking or giving something a thumbs up just to say that you've enjoyed it. And yeah, it just means you get then notified and you're not going to miss anything. Yay! Okay, thanks ever so much for stopping by, and I do hope to see you all again soon. Bye for now.